Blessings and good evening. Tonight, once again, we meet together to practice meditation, to cultivate mindfulness. Every day, our days are made up of many different experiences. Even within the monastery, the routine is very similar. Externally, looks very consistent, very continuous, very repetitive. But our minds are very different each day, each moment. Similarly, in our lives, we wake up, we get ready, we go to work, we return to work from work and engage in family activities. Then we rest and repeat. And this can seem very consistent, very similar each day. But as we all know, our minds are very different from day to day. Some days we wake up and we feel very good, feel positive about the day ahead, or well rested. Some days we have our Dhamma reflections are very strong, our mindfulness is very strong. We feel like nothing can perturb us. And some days we wake up and we feel grumpy, restless, easily agitated. So we notice that our mind state, not only each day, but each moment of each day, is changeable. Lompo Kalyano says to walk on the uneven path with an even mind. The path meaning the ups and downs of life, or the ups and downs of different obstacles, challenges that are thrown at us each day, whether that's in the family unit, whether that's at work, or our physical health. We have an uneven path that we walk on. But not to let the uneven path let our mind be uneven or upset if there's a obstacle or a difficulty. It's very similar to when monks walk on alms round. We walk with bare feet, and the monks are very mindful of where we walk. We know what to avoid, what to keep an eye out for. So we watch out for broken glass, we watch out for sharp rocks. But nevertheless, there's discomfort, pain, or even in Western countries like Australia, you're cold feet, numb feet. But not to let that affect your mind. So walking on an uneven path, but we're trying to keep an evenness of mind, centered mind with mindfulness. When we have a centered mind with mindfulness, then we are not falling into the trappings of not liking the sharp rocks and only liking the squishy grass, the comfortable grass to walk on. We note that walking, there's various surfaces, and to get from A to B is not always going to be a comfortable experience. But we can take care of our minds. We can not fall into the liking and disliking, the attachment to pleasure and the avoidance of pain. When we have an understanding that pain is just as much, pleasure is just as much, our minds start to become even, despite the uneven path. So we can relate this back to our daily meditation practice. When we come to the meditation cushion, our minds are not always the same. The meditation sessions are not always the same. Some days it might feel like sharp rocks. Some days it might feel like comfortable sand. But we have this consistency of awareness, mindfulness, which is knowing our experience and watching the mind, how it falls into the liking and the disliking. When we learn how to walk on an uneven path with an even mind, our mind becomes a resource of strength and stability. Our minds no longer crave pleasure and despise pain. Our minds are even, cool and calm. So when we practice meditation, we bear that in mind. We try and sit in a comfortable enough posture, knowing that the body will inevitably have a certain degree of discomfort within it. We bring our attention to how we're feeling, both physically and mentally. Then we aim to bring our mind to the meditation object with great patience and perseverance. We don't get swept away in the thinking too much or the content of the uneven path. but we return it back to awareness, centered mindfulness, using the meditation object as our anchor. So for the next period, we can practice quietly together until the sound of the bell.